Action.
Erratic, put your hands all over my body, and I'll spank you, Joey Cage.
Ooh, spank her ass.
See?
Oh, yeah.
One,
there you go.
it's for you, Joey Cage, baby.
There's the paddle, man.
Want to bend over, baby?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. This is what my dad used to beat my ass with.
Ted, and we'll get to Vampire Lovers 1970.
Yeah, but you know, let's get it up there in 3D.
Yeah, Joey, there we go, man. Ted's
my father made this.
We're
sat at the dinner table and wrote my name on it in red. That's my blood.
If you're listening to us on iTunes, Ted is holding up
a paddle.
A paddle that his father made
When I was a child, that he used
spank
to
his ace.
spank me with until I was 22. And
Until you were 22.
I used to have to go into the drawer in the living room, or the dining room, I should say, and hand it to my father, and then pull out the chair from the dining room and bend over.
Oh my!
So it's a good sized paddle. It's got my name written on it in red ink.
Man, that would hurt.
And I think it's even a little concave there from the contours of my buttocks.
Yeah, it's got some. You know, it's got the. You can see the layers and.
Yeah, you can count the line. I could actually count and see how old the tree was that it came from.
A little bit of spanking's okay.
So there it is. I had a request to show it. There it is.
Speaking of female butts to spank.
And spanking. What? Ingrid Pitt.
Oh my gosh.
Do it up, Dean. Tell them.
Okay, The Vampire Lovers, 1970. Like I said, it was a little rude and crude and all that good stuff.
Hammer, baby.
Hammer horror, man. This was when they started bringing out the tits and ass. Hey, and my voice is a little gone. We had a week. I was sick for a week, man. I had this cold. I was kicking it. And it was kicking back.
He's definitely sounding better than he did when he called me, on Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was.
Yeah.
You sound a lot. Or Sunday, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You sound a lot
So we're doing this, and then Monday we're going to do Chud.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole big, long slew of 80s flicks back to what we were doing.
Chud.
A long time ago.
Extra. And then we'll surprise you.
Yeah, we'll put some other stuff in there. We got a few more, but those three probably in a row at least.
But some 80s cheese. I'm ready to get back to that.
Yeah,
because
we need some of those good effects.
Because this hammer horror...
Dude!
Ted hates me for it, but...
I don't hate you, but... Okay, I know you liked Curse of Frankenstein.
Yes.
I thought you would have liked Dracula, Prince of Darkness, but you didn't. I thought you would have liked The Devil Rides Out, because that's a cool story. This one, I even let you choose which kinky one we did, and you picked this one. Either this or Twins of Evil.
You know.
And I was like, he's gonna... And I was watching it. And this is before I talked to you, and I'm like, he's gonna love this. Like I was actually saying, he's gonna dig this movie, man. This is a good movie. Every time I watch it, I like it more.
You just think I want to see all the tits and toppers,
but it's not. It's a cool story.
I tell you, that's got some. You know, you got some backing there because oh my God, Ingrid Pitt, who plays Marcilla and Carmela and whatever, and Emma, who plays the Lucy character, kind of.
Madeline Smith.
Yeah, she's. Oh my God, she. When
she's not bad, but
when Marcilla tells her, "Oh, take off your country clothing and just be free," and she goes, "Ooh, so innocent, like Ted," and just slips it off. And they're the perkiest breasts I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. They're so. Okay, so
but you're right. Ingrid Pitt is definitely. I mean, she's got. Horror street cred.
And Ted's got a lot to talk about with her.
She was actually an amazing woman. We'll talk about it a little bit here and there during some of the quieter moments in the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
But I love this movie. This was not a movie. I always talk about how I got to see my Hammer movies on Saturday afternoons, and this was not one that they showed on Superhost.
No. And, this is very homoerotic, very
It was probably, if not the very first, one of the early...
I mean, no bones about
erotic vampire films.
Yes. Because she goes... And we'll get to it. We'll talk about it a little bit. Let me throw out real quick, too. Yeah. Support our Patreon page, down below.
Please?
We'd love to do this full time for you. Yes.
Yeah, can I quit my job? I don't want to be a nurse anymore.
Yeah, we want to not work. We want to do this for, every day. But anyways,
tired of sticking needles in people.
Yeah. So go down there and support us. We're going to start putting little extras up there and stuff like that, videos and stuff like that. So definitely go give us some support if you want. But subscribe to us on iTunes and all that. And again, I apologize if I'm I am better. But,
not too bad.
But yeah, not too bad. So yeah. The thing I love about this is, it's Ted. Again, I'm coming off like this movie sucks. It don't suck. It's an alright movie. Okay. It's just.
You had me worried last.
I know you're just diehard Hammer, and I get it. I totally
there's some
get
I
it.
don't like. There's some Hammer movies that
Right.
But in my collection, on my Blu-ray DVD collection. This had to be one. This is like the good fruit on top of the tree, and I think a lot of Hammer fans would even agree with that. It's a good one.
Exactly. I agree with you if you're a Hammer fan. For some reason, I don't know if it's the style or what's going on here. Something just ain't connecting and clicking in my head, and I don't know why, because there were a lot of things in this movie to like, a lot of interesting ways they portrayed the vampirism and. Especially being lesbians and stuff, and her really going at the younger women to bring them in, but yeah, there's also a lot of weird, strange stuff in this movie. They really do work around a lot of different. I mean, Hammer took different. This movie especially was later than a lot of the other vampire movies, and they take,
This is towards the end. This is like the beginning of the end.
And they've got different ways to kill them. The only way to kill them is to cut off their head or stake them.
Right.
Whereas
it doesn't follow all the rules. We see
right. They jump back and forth.
They have reflections and mirrors in this film. Mm-hmm. They can be out in sunlight in this film. Not too dissimilar from the movie that we did way back in the beginning, Martin.
Right.
By George Romero.
Yes.
Whereas, that left it kind of ambiguous whether he was a vampire or not, but he could be out in the daylight and all that stuff. One thing, if you're going to watch us, if you're going to listen to us, this film is on YouTube. I don't know if they know it's on YouTube, but it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing.
I just put my finger up. Yep. That meant we started the movie.
So
watch along
two
with
windows
us
and
if you want. If you're listening to iTunes, just let your imagination go as
hopefully
we talk about the movie, and tell us what you think.
Thus ends my account of the fearsome Karnsteins. This is the first in a loose trilogy by Hammer of the Karnsteins.
The Karnsteins.
But just to start...
So Frankensteinish.
The Vampire Lovers is based on...
What do you mean? With your vampire ways?
Called Camilla.
I do love this castle scene here. If you're watching it with us. Like most Hammer films, they get that castle shot with the moon and the fog.
Well, they made it real easy for the actors to act, I think. Look at that. You got this graveyard. You got this castle right here. I mean...
Oh yeah, the sets are always great. I do like that. I like the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Baron Hartog, who they show here at the very beginning, a little bit
Well, he mentions that his sister has been murdered by...
His hair looks so quick.
Well, it's a wig because later in the movie we see an older version.
Right,
of that's his real hair.
So he's basically an old man with a black wig all combed down in front, kind of like Justin Bieber nowadays.
But
he's got the Bieber haircut.
I love it because he talks about how his sister has been killed by a vampire. He has traced the vampires back here to Karnstein Castle.
And I have to say that I'm sorry, I'm interrupting because I do this a lot because we're watching it as we're talking.
Right.
And the specters who come up are basically just some guy popping up with some fabric over his body.
What's the shroud?
I mean, it does look cool.
It's the death shroud.
Until he walks, we'll find out it's a female.
Right.
Marcilla.
This one is not Marcilla.
But as she walks away here, you see her leg, or whoever's underneath this, something they didn't edit out. Well, just a little goof I saw as I was watching
legs.
it. No.
She's not floating.
Well, no, you see an actual, goof. Where the leg goes by.
Never noticed it.
But
I think you're wrong.
Never noticed it. But
perfection.
The slow motion effect that they do to the specter
through the mist.
Okay, here it is. Is it coming up?
What?
Okay, there it is, right there.
Okay, so some lady's leg. It's some leg. Well, the lady's. I mean, she's walking.
The specter's gone though, and you see
it's not a ghost. Leg. It's the vampire.
Ted don't like me to bring up goofs on these hammers.
They can appear and reappear.
These movies are gold.
Yeah, gold. Solid gold, liquid gold, Texas tea, whatever you want to call it. And
no, yeah. I'm joking.
And he's doing like a monologue over the action that's going on.
Yeah.
Saying that, he is,
Yeah, let's get back to what...
After he's learned about the vampires, he knows that they cannot return back to their grave to rest without their death shroud. Something a little bit different, a little different take.
Yeah, that was
so
interesting.
He goes out there, he noticed that her shroud falls.
Now that's
she's
cool
wandering out
walking
into
through
the
village.
city.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and here's the inn. A guy's going to go out and take a big slash because he's drank 2 pints of ale.
I'm going to go out to take myself a pee.
And how classy is this? He goes 2 feet out the door, and he's just gonna slash right there next to.
And you can.
I'm gonna slash like a mighty stallion.
In the water.
He looks kind of like Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings, right there.
Oh my god, with very very bad teeth.
With the little teeth. But Baron Hartog grabs that death shroud, knowing that when the vampire comes back, she will not be able to rest in her grave.
Poor girl.
He's got her by the short and curlies.
Yeah, some more bosoms popping out.
The barmaids always have to.
First of many. Don't you like how evidently that guy who went out to take a little pee,
he got bit.
Got
bit and drained.
Bit, but he comes to the door. He's well enough, just inches from life to knock on the door, which was open when he went out there.
Well, maybe that latch. Baron Hartog in his monologue.
That latch. It was wide open, but she had to go up and open it. But anyways, go ahead.
He says over the monologue here that this is a family of vampires. This is an evil family, the Karnsteins, and some of them we were talking before the show, like to court their prey, like to have, almost like Anne Rice and Lestat, play with them a little bit, romance them a little bit. And Carmilla is definitely one of those. This is not Carmilla, that's at the beginning of the film.
Yes.
Some of them just like to grab you, drain you, and do their evil deed and be done. But I love when the Baron's up in that window and you could see the spectral figure in the mist looking for her death shroud. And he's up in the window and he just takes it and shakes it. I'm up here, you want it, bitch. Come and
get it, you damn bitch. Oh, yeah.
And he's ready. He's like, there's only 2 ways to kill a vampire. Stake through the heart, decapitation.
Yep.
Doesn't mention anything about sunlight. Doesn't mention anything about fire, garlic, holy water.
Running water. None of that good old stuff.
So this one's kind of in its own little world here. But, he just stands there with his sword and he's just ready, just waiting for it to come up.
But I do like the romance aspect to this. I mean, they put a little bit of heart into the vampirism in this film.
I think this whole movie's got a lot of heart, and it's got style and
because if you're a vampire, you definitely you live a life. Well, not in this.
There she is, man.
Oh, we're getting our first glimpse of. No, that's not Ingrid Pitt. That's the whoever this vampire shows.
Yeah, this is just
some broad.
This is a Karnstein.
Yeah, a lesbian bitch, we'll say. Anyway,
she's looking. They just do that thing, man. They look at you and they're like,
well, like most beautiful women, she thinks she can float up to you and just suck your blood.
Oh, and you gotta love this right here. The cross touches her bosom.
Yes,
and she backs off. It would have been cool if there was a burn mark there, but it wasn't. But that ticks her off royal, and she's about to bite into his neck, and he just takes that sword and chops her
decapitates
head
her.
Look at it, the blood oozing off the blade.
I do like how he pulls her head back too, as the fangs in this are very, very well done. Mm-hmm. I like the teeth.
Very realistic.
They're very wide open, and you see the fangs and everything else. I do love how you can see all her silver fillings with her head back.
That's a thing in all of these old movies, though. You know that.
Oh man!
I mean, you watch freaking Spartacus, you can see.
Oh my gosh! But should I show mine?
So during the credits,
but I do like the Okay. Yeah.
No, please.
No, I was gonna say that's why I like the vampire Lestat and Anne Rice's tales of the vampires, because it's more of a romance, because you live basically forever. The whole act of sex isn't that important to the vampire. It becomes more of a
screw your food.
Right. No, even the ones you love.
Unless I go to Five Guys.
Even the Five Guys.
Oh yeah, I love Five Guys.
This is a lesbian film. And you want to go to Five Guys?
The burger joint.
Oh, okay.
Don't you like Five Guys in your mouth?
Oh my God! Holy ships of sailing
Holy
on the
fish
east
ships.
coast of Greece, Oh lordy. No, but yeah, I mean, you live that long. It's more about the romance and
produced by Harry Fine. Larry Fine's twin brother.
Ted, when that came up last night, That's exactly what I thought. I go, hey, it's Larry Fine's brother.
Larry Fine's brother.
That's what came up in my mind immediately. But anyways,
I had a feeling you'd think that. Yeah. That's why I said it.
Oh, wise guy. Oh God.
So this film, like just to kind of get back, is based on
because they're all just partying right here. So
novella called Carmilla.
Yeah.
Predates Dracula by a good 20 years.
No way.
Yes. It's been filmed in different.
There's the general. If you're watching, Peter Cushing shows up.
General von Spielsdorf.
Yes, and he plays. Oh, I don't know what he's doing in this film, Ted. Except for Hammer said,
it's a small role.
You must be in all our movies, sir.
You know,
and he said, I will be.
You know what? Hammer made him who he was.
I know, but why?
Hammer made him the star that he became.
Why is he in this film?
Well,
okay, let's stop 1 second real quick. Right. Now we're getting a bunch of hot chicks, man.
Oh, well,
and I can't take it. Okay.
It's a party at the General's
Is that
house.
Laura?
Laura is the one on the left if you're watching the film.
Okay, no, the right. Is that Emma?
That's Emma.
Okay.
Who you will see later on in the film.
Ingrid Pitt's fine in this film.
Yes, but she's not in it yet.
Emma.
Right now we're Laura. Laura is the niece of the general.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
And so this is like, she lives at this house. This is, they're hosting the party. Yeah. She's dancing with her, a fellow who's interested in her. His name's Carl.
Courting her.
I guess you could say courting. Where you put me off. So where was I?
I was talking
about something. No. I was just trying. Oh, we were talking about Peter Cushing. I mean, Hammer's the studio that made him the star he is. This film didn't really have any. Ingrid Pitt was still kind of a new face. There wasn't any, so they probably put him in there just to have like a name.
Yeah, you know
Peter Cushing's name meant something when you put a Hammer movie out. Christopher Lee,
Peter Cushing.
People like that. So you put Peter Cushing in there, it probably was a little bit more of a draw.
That makes sense. Yeah,
it's like, he's in it. That dude in it from all the Frankenstein movies is in it. I'll go see that.
Yeah.
So, a carriage arrives, and this is I forget her name, but they just call her the Countess. Yeah, this is Dawn Adams. She's actually been in a ton of horror movies back in the old days. She's a little bit of an older actress. But and then we see who she calls her niece in this one.
Yes.
Her name is Mircalla. Or no,
I think you're right. Mircalla.
I get Marcilla.
Marcilla, yeah.
There's three names Ingrid Pitt goes by in this film. The first is Marcilla.
Marcilla, yes.
And immediately every guy just like turns to her. She's wearing this
blood red dress. And
she's a
ruby.
She's
she is.
Ingrid Pitt, if you haven't seen her in other films,
when she
did a handful of Hammer.
I took the handout last night underneath the covers.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
But I mean,
did he go there?
He
did go there.
Oh my.
Where did he go? Hand to mouth, mouth to hand. What? Oh.
But
jeez.
Yeah, I mean, she did a handful of horror films. Not a lot, but like the two that she did for Hammer are so pretty well known. This, which is really what she's really known for.
Yeah.
And Countess Dracula, which I think arguably in some of the scenes in Countess Dracula she looks even better than this. So just a little thing for you to be aware of. But so she's dancing with one of the guys.
She does look good.
And Laura's dancing with Carl, and she's saying, all the other men in this place are looking at her, and I go, I think she wants to take you from me. She's looking at you, and he says, no, she's looking at you. And he ain't wrong.
No,
she's looking at her.
Yeah,
this is the whole reason why she's here.
Then
now this strange character, this man in black,
yes,
who is always in the background. We'll talk about.
He's got a red cape kind of thing going on, a hat, and you look at his face and it's all purplish, like pale. He's like some kind of vampire or whatever.
He comes in. And the Countess sees him. She excuses herself from.
And he's got a Mr. Bean haircut.
Yeah. He's Bean. Mr. Bean. And he whispers something in her ear, and she tells the general, I have a friend who has died. I have to leave. Peter Cushing being Peter Cushing. Is there anything I can do to help? And she's like, well, maybe
keep Marcilla.
It's a long journey. My niece Marcilla.
She really needs Putang, so to keep her alive.
She can stay as long as she likes while you go and attend.
Pardon my mouth, people.
I guess people just did that. Left their kids with absolute strangers.
Oh yeah. Well, is she a kid?
Well, in the book that this is based on, she is a teenager. So sometimes when you see her standing next to like Maddie Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little jarring because she does look older, but she's so striking. I mean, you can't. I mean, the two of them together, it's like it's hard to decide. But I'll take Ingrid Pitt any day. But
yeah,
Ingrid Pitt's
no, it's very close. I mean, they're both very, very hot. But Emma's just
Ingrid Pitt, Ignushka,
but when
Ignushka Petrov, her original name, and she was a.
Okay.
Let's talk about her a little bit since it's kind of a quiet.
Well, can we talk about the Man in the Cloak real quick again?
Well, the Man in the Cloak,
because in this movie, I know you got a different take from the short story it comes from,
right?
But it appears to me that he's in charge, and
it does,
because he's in the background throughout this whole movie on a horse, laughing with his fangs up, yeah, and it just
do make him seem like he's sort of the puppet.
So odd,
making. Carmilla or Marcilla, Marcalla do all these things.
But after you told me about the short story, he does seem more like the butler, the servant.
In the novella, he is her servant.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was necessarily a vampire, but in all the classic stories, they always have like that lackey. They have a Renfield.
Right.
They all have that.
But they show him on the horse with the fangs and everything else.
Yeah, they do from a distance. So I just kind of ignore that and just think. I mean, I guess he could still be a servant. She's just right. She's the head vampire and he's the bottom bitch, and it's his job to go out there and get that Countess out of there. To make it look for show like it's legit,
and later
so that she can do what she wants to do. And I could still watch this movie and say that that's what's going on.
Right.
His job's to come out there. Get the Countess away.
And he must not be part of the Karnstein family.
I don't think so.
Because didn't he... Baron Hartog has killed everyone except for Marcilla.
Right, the only grave he could not find.
Yeah, so...
Which we find out later on in the film.
So who is this mysterious cloak? Oh, mama. Oh. A vision just walked out into the front terrace. She was with her chest out. And a lot of slapping going on if you were with her.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, man.
I mean, a little bit of there is a smile. The guy on the horse is actually...
I think it's just smile like, yes, I've done what you asked me to do.
Yeah, it's like, done it.
But she is actually... Ingrid Pitt's amazing. She's a Holocaust survivor.
She spent... Well, before you talk about her, I heard she spent most of her young... this period in a room with baby oil and lots of slapping going on. But go ahead.
That's my dream. Ingrid Pitt, baby oil, and slapping. Rest in peace. She's gone now.
Oh.
But she as a child, she was in concentration camps. She after the war, she was searching through refugee camps in Europe for her father.
I'm a refugee.
Came to America, got into acting slowly but surely, small parts and all that.
Yeah.
She's also a novelist. She's written novels. She's been in lots of television shows. She's in old Doctor Who episodes, like the old school Doctor Who episodes. She was in there. She even wrote some Doctor Who episodes, like later on in life. I don't know if they ever actually used them, but she wrote some. She's friggin' black belt in karate. She's just just when you read about her, she sounds like she's a pretty amazing chick. And she loved for people to like when she would go to these horror movie conventions, she'd love people to fawn all over vampire lovers and everything, even though she may not have thought it was the best thing in the world. But it's like, hey, that's what people want to know me for. Fine.
Exactly.
So, I think she deserves a little credit here, man. And she was just gorgeous. Just, man.
No, I know, man.
Especially in this movie. Just
and all of the stuff. Okay, so right now we're having scene where...
they're spent...
this is Laura.
Marcilla is staying with Laura... And we know what's going down, man.
Yeah, because there's a quick scene of the guy in the cloak is outside of the castle basically looking up at the window. And stuff, which is another reason why I thought he's the one that came in, like he plays the Dracula type character that comes in. And because you see Laura...
Does it change it for you now that I've told you how the story goes and how another way you could look at it? Do you kind of like the movie a little more now?
This is the best movie I've ever seen in a long time.
All I had to do was just change that one thing.
Yeah, it's so simple, yeah. But
you never actually see her like sucking the blood on these girls. The girls are having nightmares.
And the movie itself takes on they go into like a dark blue, black and blue type film, weird like early 70s type footage stuff, like almost like what's a stag film type look to it. You know, if you want to get into a little bit more action,
it's quick
going
cuts
here.
of lots of different things to make you disoriented.
Yeah, and it's basically a big cat.
That's what
furry animal coming.
The girls envision a cat biting them,
on top of her,
and
having sexual relations. A little, you know, this was very raw and real, and
they wake up screaming.
I mean, come on, yeah,
a cat! There's a cat, and you know, everyone in the house wakes up. Is like, what is a cat?
And Peter Cushing comes in and goes, "Hey, pussy!"
But what else is cool is that one just went by for a second. Like, they do. I think did they flash in Marcilla's room where you could see that
he goes, check her down there.
She's not. Yeah, they do. They pass through Marcilla's room during this whole thing too, and you notice that her bed hasn't slept in. She doesn't. You never see her actually laying in the bed.
Yeah,
the window's open, and they even knock on the door. She's the only one that didn't wake up in the house. And he's just like, you know, Peter Cushing. She's like, just let her sleep. Let her sleep.
Yeah, don't bother her.
That's right.
She's in there rubbing it out.
She's had a hard day.
She's rubbing one out. With all these
I tell you, I probably will before the end of this movie.
Oh, jeez. What? Oh, yeah. So basically you're going to get Laura, you know, as in most of these Dracula movies back then, you know, laying in the bed, getting her blood basically all sucked out of her.
Look at her.
Till death comes.
Damn!
Close up of Ingrid Pitt's Titaz.
Out there, just out on the terrace, looking up at the window.
Looking. You know, I should have bought something soft and supple here in front of me that I could just slap every time they show her.
And then look, he brings the general brings the doctor in. The doctor, it's like he just comes over to drink his booze. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about
Thanks for the
these girls. They just don't eat, and they're worried about their figures. It's just not enough iron. Give us some greens, some red meat. Give her a glass of port in the evening. Wouldn't hurt either, I say."
These stupid doctors.
And that's it. Like, did he even go look at her? I don't even know.
They didn't show him.
I don't know. Does he go up there next?
But he does have all that sophisticated gray hair and dark black eyebrows.
Yeah.
Without a sliver of gray in there.
I'll check back in a day or two.
Yes, I will be back.
Boy, doctors back then, man.
Oh, it was just all easy come, easy go. Speaking of, what?
Well, I mean, really, they didn't know a damn thing.
No, they
didn't. When you think about it, they didn't know.
And look at the sun is just... She's Marcilla is looking out the window, and the sun is though shining right on her, so it's...
What we find is that...
I think that's just in the movie, let the sun shine on her, who cares?
It's that, you know, they do make mention later on.
Here's the first kiss.
Oh, yeah, she's sick in bed. She's like, oh, you must be terribly bored, you know, I'm all sick.
Oh, and she's kissing her on the lips. No, then she goes down to her breast, and...
She develops this relationship, this loving relationship with her prey.
This is Marcilla and Laura.
But then she can't help what she has to do.
Yes.
You know, she just can't help it.
She's I mean, she finds these girls.
I feel like she's torn. Like she actually does have, you know, she's this asexual. I mean, vampires. You know, like this asexual being.
Yes.
And just longing for human contact.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she zeroes in on these young girls. That's what she prefers. And you know, unfortunately, the nature of what she is and what she has to do. Even though she might develop feelings for them that are real and fall in love with them, she drains them now. You know, drains them of everything. You know? And no one seems to, you know, and I like how she sort of hides the bite a little bit. You know, it's not classic on the neck. When here it gets down on the breast.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
It's in a little bit more of a sexy area.
Yes.
And it's not something
right on that above the right.
Not everybody's going to look there.
Yeah. So they do a little bit of that, you know, a little different, you know, and that's what adds the aspect of the, you know, homoeroticism in this movie.
As far as the sun, they do make mention later on that the sun hurts her eyes. And I think even, you know, in Dracula or whatever, you know, I think it may have even said that, I can't remember, I know I've read the book, can't remember, that, you know, he could be out in the daylight, just powers are weaker, you know. It's not, you know... But every Dracula, you know, movie.
In Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I know that, and I damn well know in Bram Stoker's Dracula the movie.
Are you making this up
Francis
just to cover your ass on his Hammer film?
No. Hey, it was in Martin. You know, they did it in Martin.
They did it in Twilight, too. They glimmered.
Fucking Twilight.
Yeah, should I have even brought that up?
Jesus.
Oh, anyways.
It's not even vampire movies, man.
So Laura is in bed and
the general
wakes up screaming.
Carl to go get the doctor. She's just getting weaker. She's getting worse.
And there's a great scene. Yeah, typical vampire
Maybe
stuff,
the doctor could actually come and lay eyes on her. You know, if it wouldn't kill you too much, could you actually come and see your patient?
Yeah. So he goes and he's riding on the horse into the village, and you can see the backdrop as he's riding a fake horse going up and down. You know, a very cheaply made.
There's real horses right
so
there.
So stupid how Hammer makes their movies, but. I'm just joking with them.
Whoa.
I'm joking.
Where's that paddle? Wham!
Oh no!
Dude, here, put some digital stars.
I will never defame Hammer films. They are good.
Yeah.
But might not be my cup of tea, but I respect your love for the Hammer genre.
I told you
because I know
the
why.
Hallowed Halls were all on the periphery,
right? And I know what
walking around the chomos and the.
Shit.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's. But, they couldn't find her. I love that red jewel she wears. It's right in between her.
But the guy does show up in the village and gets the doctor, and he goes.
The doctor.
He goes. Did he not try to put wine at night?
I'm surprised he didn't say that.
And the guy pops him on the chin and goes, "You son of a bitch!
Come on!"
You know. I don't know why they put that in there, just for a little humor, maybe.
I don't know, but this is terrible right here. They find she's asking for Marcilla. Marcilla
also made macaroni later in life too.
Yeah, Fusilli. Marcilla. They look for her.
She's not in her room. Jerry.
And she just all of a sudden pops in the room. Here I am. I couldn't sleep. I was in the chat. That voice, man. That deep.
Yeah, I closed my eyes last night when
she's just got that
rubbed one out.
What's the word for it, man? Just kind of like that. A little bit of a husky voice there. A little bit of a deeper voice, man. Just
very erotic.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sexy woman.
When she auditioned for most of these roles, she went right into the office and said...
There's even heavy metal records. She did the narration on, what was it?
No way.
What was the band? Cradle of Filth? No, not Cradle. Was it Cradle of Filth, maybe? But they did an album based on Elizabeth Bathory from Countess Dracula, and she did the narration in character, so she reprised her character. And
cool.
Yeah. Even though
we'll think of Bathory.
Let's get to the good stethoscope here.
Yeah, Bathory in a second, but the doctor does come, and I do love how everybody's in the room, and the very first thing he does to check her heart is, they have the old.
It just looks like a funnel almost, but smaller and skinnier. He just lays it down.
But he just pulls down her dress to expose her boobs.
Well, you gotta hear, man.
To listen to her chest.
I have a stethoscope just like that. I use it at work, but I only use it on the under 30 female patients.
Okay.
Because so I can, because you really gotta listen to those.
Okay. I was going to say when you listen for the heartbeat.
No, actually, as a joke,
do you tell them? Can you please take your bra off?
Most of the time they don't care. You ask them to.
Really? Yeah.
I'm surprised sometimes how. When you're in the
you make them get undressed
no.
Say,
but sometimes they will just do it,
and you just stand in the corner.
They think that's what they're supposed to do. I'm like, whoa, you don't have to do that.
Didn't you got busted a few times on that?
Well, I mean, when you're going like this and playing with them a little bit,
you told me. She said, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" And you told her.
I was checking the buoyancy.
And the vitals. Look
at that scene right there.
You get a good judgment on their blood pressure by slapping.
Exactly.
You got to let them know.
See, you understand.
I do. But when I opened up my own practice, that's what I did.
Yeah.
But I got shut down after 2 days. I mean, it didn't really work. But anyway.
Disbarred and everything. We have to mention that when Marcilla...
Disbarred, that bar. What?
When Marcilla comes in the room,
she
says something to the effect that, the sun is up, she's dead. Like, she calls it before the doctor even gets there. The doctor comes and listens, and, when he pulls down the shirt, he's like, oh, there's a bite on her breast. Man, if I had assessed her a little bit better, I might have noticed that. But,
it's interesting how, I think the general, Peter Cushing's character, knew when he saw the marks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think word finally gets around to the villagers and stuff that there's been some deaths and some
this takes place
mysterious...
in Austria,
but
there's all that Eastern European
superstition.
You gotta love it. All these movies have it.
But later, when she's Carmilla, the next time
she leaves, they start looking. Where's Marcilla? And
she's got a brooch that she says that's what's caused.
Oh, that's later on.
Marks,
with the next family she goes to. Now Marcilla just all of a sudden just disappears from the house, and they show her wandering through the woods into the graveyard, and then we see a coffin with the name Marcilla Karnstein on there, and that's
where she went.
That she went back to rest in the grave, and now some time is going to pass. Not long,
not a lot of time,
but she's going to hook up with another family now.
So I wonder how long she actually stayed in there, though, in rest, because Baron Hartog is now old and gray.
The beginning of the film was meant to be like quite a while ago.
Oh no, right?
The Karnsteins in this film have been gone for a while.
But the point I'm making is Ingrid Pitt's part, the Marcilla Carmilla character, vampire. Just Laura. I mean, was that her first kill since? Because there hasn't been any killings in the area.
Maybe in this.
Why did it take her so long to come out? And once she did come out, she just keeps going at it as much as she can.
Well, don't know. Maybe she just awoke and was ready to go, ready to rock.
Well, there you go.
And they do show Ingrid Pitt's character. We'll call her Marcilla now.
Isn't it Carmilla now?
Not
or
yet.
No,
not until she hooks up with the other family. Her real name is Marcilla.
Right.
And she attacks some village girl. Sucks her blood.
Yeah.
Just not to make a relationship or anything. Just savage, drink the blood, go.
Yeah, this one she just had the
just
blood
to feed.
thirst. Yeah.
And then we find that what was her name? Emma. Who we saw at the beginning of the film. She had to leave the party early.
Oh, jeez.
That's Madeline Smith.
Yep.
She gets news of Laura's death and is very upset, and she and her father are on horseback. They're going somewhere, and a coach is coming the other direction and has an accident.
Yes.
And I don't know, busted
guy flies off of the carriage.
Oh yeah, you see that?
Just woo! Flies 10 feet. I'm okay. And the wheel gets stuck in like some big ditch.
Right.
Yeah,
So this is Mr. Horton. He's British, but living in Australia.
Isn't it Roger Morton?
Roger Morton. Robert Downey Morton.
His name's Roger Morton.
I guess.
Yes.
But
she looks
when the hand comes out, you notice it's the Countess's hand. Because that big fat ring she's got on her, you might have remembered it from before.
I do.
And he doesn't know her because he left the party before she came.
She did.
So, he helps her out. She's like, oh, we're on our way. Does she say? I think she says maybe her brother died or something like that. Or I don't know if it's a friend again. But, this time it's her daughter.
I tell you what, even the Countess she's not even bad. I mean,
no, that's Dawn Adams, man. Check out some of her other movies. She's got cred. She's like, oh, my daughter's in there. She's a little shooken up, and
I like how he looks in there. She says, doesn't she say, can you take her or something? Have her stay with you for a while.
Yeah.
And he looks in there, and when you look at her, though, the face, it did crack me up because she's like in such
like a babushka. She's all wrapped up.
In her face, she's like, just like so, distraught. And it's just it was funny.
And then there's, Emma's like, oh, we must take her with us, Father. She's in shock.
Oh, Emma looks like a doll here. She looks like a porcelain doll.
She was in. She's been in Hammer movies before. She was in.
She's an anim character before they even anime.
Taste the Blood of Dracula.
Ooh,
she was in that.
Yeah.
Although I think this movie would have been better if they took the other girl from Taste the Blood of Dracula, Linda Hayden, the one that I really love.
Ooh.
If they had her in this movie instead of her,
instead of who?
Instead of
Emma?
The girl who's in her, yeah.
Oh,
no. Go look up some pictures of Linda Hayden from back then.
Okay.
Oh, no. You'll be Twitter-pated.
Okay, I just see Emma.
That's my girl.
Ooh!
But she's been in a couple that she was in the sequel. No, she wasn't in the sequel to this movie. But she's been in a couple of Hammer movies.
Okay.
So the bathtub scene.
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah, Emma basically walks into
Carmilla's
and
she's going by the name Carmilla now.
Yeah.
And she's taking a bath.
Yeah,
Isn't it kind of funny in Wicker Man, she's also taking a bath in the same kind of tub.
Yeah.
And we see her naked in that movie, too.
Yeah, you get a little bit of bush. Figure's pretty darn good.
Wow, man.
Her A++
she puts the boo in bootay.
Yeah, her A++ is the boobage. But overall, everything's pretty darn good on her.
Maddie Smith here, when she got the job, she said in an interview that she didn't really have to audition for it. They just kind of offered it to her. But when they were kind of doing costumes, they realized that her bosom wasn't quite big enough to fill out the way they wanted, and she almost lost it because of that. She had to like go on an eat all you can diet, eat a bunch of fat diet.
Really?
To get the boobs a little bit bigger.
No way.
Yep.
How are those not big enough?
They weren't that big at first. They got a little bigger.
No.
Because she even makes mention how, you see how skinny my arms are, and then the boobs kind of got a little bigger. And yeah, they were a little concerned about that.
She still looks skinny there.
Yeah, she must have been too skinny for my taste.
Must have been very, very thin.
A little too skinny for my taste. Ingrid Pittler's more my style right there. I mean, she's got some curves.
But this is where, yeah.
Oh, look at this, the romping around the room.
Oh, and they're giggling girls having a pillow fight right now. And they're basically, she throws her on the bed. And
the scripts back then.
Oh, they're doing it.
Didn't say this stuff in the script. It had the dialogue and all that. This stuff wasn't in the script.
No.
And, they start making the movie, and it's like, you want to do this? And they actually told the girls, when they did this, that this was just going to be in the Japanese version of the movie. And so, like, Maddie Smith, they're
like, oh, okay.
Never did a scene like this before. And, you grow up, and it's like, okay, I'm just going to do what the director tells me, and damn, well, this wasn't just the Japanese version, this is every version.
He tricked her.
Oh, now look, they come downstairs.
Well,
they have a little intimate moment on the bed.
Right, and
they're kind of having a little pillow fight.
And Carmilla basically told Emma, get that country girl out of you and put a sensual dress on.
Yeah, put
and
this
she
dress
said, but
on.
my father won't, what will he think?
Because you wear it without a bodice.
And
just with your boobs hanging out.
Right, and Carmilla goes, there isn't a man who wouldn't like it. So.
And look when they come down, I love
yes.
that billowy blue dress she's wearing with the silky sleeves. And what's the first thing her dad says? You look amazing.
Yeah.
And why can't chicks dress like that now? Why can't they have a little bit of goddamn class?
I don't know.
I mean, look at me. I come over here wearing my Johnny Cash shirt and my sweats. I'm doing it up nice. All right? But look at this.
Wait till summertime when Ted's tits hanging out.
If I had
in his muscles, Superman muscles.
All my tank tops.
Little cough there, excuse me.
If I had a chick that dressed like that, I'd dress better. But it's just so classy.
Oh.
Man, isn't it?
So your chick needs to dress classy in order for you to dress classy?
Man, if I knew she was going to dress like that, I'd put forth some goddamn effort.
If society was a little different, I would love to walk around like they did in Victoria age with a nice slick suit and tie, top hat, cane, cape.
Probably sweating your ass off.
I would love to. Well, not in the middle of the summertime.
Man.
I'd need my little knickers.
Oh, look, she's having the same dream. And even a little part of the dream has Laura in it. It's almost like she gets a flash of what happened to Laura, too.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same thing. It's a cat. And her, she has a governess. Yeah. Emma does. Like a teacher. Right. And her name's Mrs.
I don't know. Woman who, she basically takes care of her. Does her tutoring, food.
Give me a second. I'll find her name.
Everything else you want to...
Peridot.
Peridot.
Madame Peridot.
Madame Peridot. Okay.
She's the one who comes running into the room to kind of, closes the window. The window's open. Mm-hmm. And, just tells, it was a bad dream. You'll be okay.
Windows are always open.
Well, that's how the vampires get in, man. It's how the monsters get in the room.
Love all the compasses on the wall and barometers and.
Oh, Oh, look, she says it was a cat. And look, there's the old gray cat right there. The old gray cat. She ain't what she used to be. You bad pussy.
And I like how she Emma's basically going, no, she's too little and stuff. And her teacher there, what is her name again?
Madame Peridot.
Madame Peridot goes, look at this trick. If you put the light behind the pussy and shine the shadow up onto the wall,
it gets to be a big pussy.
The pussy becomes much larger. Mm-hmm. So, she goes, and Emma goes, diving right into that lake.
Look at the size of it.
Oh my God.
It's humongous.
And Emma does snickers a little bit and goes, that
must be it.
Yes, I must have been dreaming of big pussy. But, it's...
Oh, I hope there's no kids watching. Well, kids shouldn't be watching this.
Kids should not be watching what we're doing anyway.
Yeah, not this movie.
But, yeah.
My mama had a fit.
Madame Peridot is holding her pussy in her hand.
It's a big cat.
It's a big, wide...
It's probably just like all hair.
It's big, wide, hairy, grayish kind of... I mean, he's a little... It looks drained of blood.
Yeah.
The time of the month.
So what do we got here? We got...
a pale pussy.
Oh, my goodness.
Cat. All gray, silver. what the hell is going on with Dino?
Where are we going?
I'm in hysterics, okay, and delirium.
It's this
I'm
movie,
taking
man.
NyQuil.
Are you?
No.
Still?
No.
I love it. I mix it with a little seltzer water. It's very refreshing.
Yeah, no, I actually ain't taking nothing. I'm fine now. It's just...
You kind of like when you get a cold, you take nothing?
I take Claritin.
Claritin?
Just to dry it up a little bit.
What you do is you go get some Afrin, maximum strength. Because I need the maximum allowed by law. And you just blast it up there 2 or 3 times and just let it open up.
See that new machine they got out or something like that? It's like a little compressor type thing where you stick it up your nose and it basically shoots it up and suctions out everything. Sounds like a good thing. I mean, when you're stuffed up and... Although it probably only worked a half hour.
Sounds like something out of a Saw movie. So, Mr. Morton, he's got to leave for Vienna. He's a little concerned about his daughter.
Did we mention about Mr. Morton? I mean, how he was the inventor of the Morton salt company.
Oh, yeah. He's a businessman. Mm-hmm. He's got to leave for Vienna and check on his salt mines. And he tells Madame Peridou, call a doctor for her, Because, Carmilla comes down to breakfast.
It's a shame I can't sing with my voice like this.
So the coach is going down, and there's a wagon
with a bunch of hay.
Yeah, a hay wagon with. I think they're working on the wheel there. Carl happens to be there, and he's like, "Hey, Carl, you go check on. I'm so sorry what happened to Laura, but hey,
go check on Emma.
Go check on Emma for me, would you? During the week, when you got time, just pop in and see how she's doing." And
I like how he goes, "Well, I'm kind of busy here."
It's like I don't expect you to do it right now. Goddamn,
I'm hanging out with the guys.
Later. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I'm with my friends.
Yeah, man, I'm tossing the hay and we're drinking and we're having sex with the goats and the sheeps.
We're smoking cigarettes and fixing the hay wagon.
Oh my god!
Look, they got her sitting out in the sun.
Oh my god!
She's filling that dress out pretty nice right there.
Oh, Emma? Oh yeah, I don't.
See, that's what I like about these movies.
I don't understand.
I think that's what got me as a kid, man.
Oh, I tell you,
the boobs.
Yeah, 50%.
Like I didn't even notice. I didn't even know what it was, but that's what it was.
50% of Hammer's movie, your draw and your love is
the thing of it is,
bosomy
they pushed
side
the
of this movie.
See, when they started off in the 50s, they pushed the boundaries.
Just like I loved the black and whites back then.
With the gore a little bit.
Way the women look and the
I like
essence
it too, man.
of
But see, I got a wider variety in you, man.
No.
I got more to pick from.
And I'm saying I don't hate these. I like them.
Yeah, we'll see if you ever watch them on your own.
No.
But, this film, as we were getting into the late 60s, getting into the 70s, the audience was changing a little bit. The free love and... and all that was changing, so Hammer needed to change a little bit with it.
Right.
This film was actually a hookup with American International Pictures, which did a lot of Vincent Price movies.
Yes.
Peter Cushing did those anthology kind of movies. And they hooked up together to do this film. The AIP wanted to get into vampire movies. That wasn't really what they did in the States. They kind of wanted to get in that. And Hammer wanted to get something a little bit more risque, a little bit more sexier.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily, as hardcore maybe as some movies would go later on. But this was kind of like the start of it. So, these two studios hooked up to... This is actually a two-way studio.
Yeah.
It's not strictly just Hammer.
Right.
But I say it mostly is. Because most of the people who worked on it
are Emma.
Hammer names.
Oh, Emma.
I like she's reading out of the book. She, the man covers her with manly kisses. Or she goes, "This is a silly book."
Yeah. Carmilla tells Emma this because she's... basically loves, got feelings for Emma.
And Emma's got feelings for Carl, and she's talking about, I'd love to see Carl again. And here we go, man. Carmilla's getting a little jealous.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want anyone to take you away from me. But it's not the same. And, she's telling her, man, this is it, man. Even though, like, Ingrid Pitt would go on record saying that she didn't think anything about this movie was really lesbianism. It's just maybe more of what I was talking about, like a vampire who's just longing for some human contact. Maybe she just prefers the company of women, whatever. But she just takes it to an extreme, I guess. Because she's so desperate for human contact.
That's strange because I
see it too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm like, it's the most lesbian movie I've ever seen. To tell you the truth.
I could probably point you in the direction of some little bit
other than X-rated.
Oh.
I'm not talking about Lucy Loves Lucy. Oh.
I could lead you down the road to some.
Oh man, teeth, tongue.
Oh, God.
Oh, what?
Oh, look at this, man. Madam, what was I saying? Putang?
Pompero. Pompadour. Pompero.
Man, look at them looking at each other.
Pom-poms. Oh, yeah.
They even make a little eye contact.
Oh,
there.
Ted, yeah, they're getting it on.
And Carmilla even just says, thank you for being so nice, and gives her that little kiss on the cheek. And
she's the lonely teacher here.
She's pretty, man. She's good looking.
They all are.
Oh, look, I like that shot. Sneaks out at night, man. She's just gonna feed tonight.
But yeah, it's a picture the camera's
it's like a steady cam.
Steady cam, like you see the front of the hand floating towards this little cottage.
Oh yeah, wood shack.
Little wood shack, yeah, the
sugar shack
that one of the farmer's wives is sleeping in.
Yeah.
And she goes
place
up
where you put your wife when you want to get rid of her for a while. Put her in the sugar shack.
Yeah, and she's basically they show her with her hand over her head,
the face,
not even touching it, just hovering above it.
I do that to my wife sometimes when she's asleep. I just put my hand over her face.
Yeah.
Just to say I did it. That's all I have to say about that.
Put a little bit of peanut butter underneath your lip.
I like to put her hand
above your lip and underneath your nose.
And she.
Yeah.
I like to take a magic marker sometimes and just draw on her when she's asleep. Like put a little Charlie Chaplin mustache on her.
Just make a big neck tattoo on her.
And I blame the kid. I do it really crappy, and I just blame the kids.
Permanent marker.
I was like, the boy came in here and did it. Look at this, man. Look at wandering through the graveyard again. And this is what I dig, man.
No, this is cool.
Look at that. There is nothing sexier in any movie than that.
Carmilla is walking across in the fog. The graveyard and in her long white nightgown, and she just
castles in the background,
and just disappears into the scene.
God, forget it, man.
You think she had underwear?
She's the hottest chick that we've ever done a movie with.
You think she had underwear on?
Oh man, I don't know.
Because it looked hot and moist there in that graveyard.
I'll tell you, man, she is so fine I'd suck her daddy's dick. All right, is that fine enough for your ass?
No, because
I'd drink her dirty bath water.
No, because her daddy has nothing to do with her.
Doesn't matter. That's how good looking she is, man. That's how much I love this woman.
Oh my God. Oh.
We're gonna have to backtrack and erase that?
No.
All right, cool.
You just stand right next to her and go,
That's her. That's how fine
What's
she is.
What's wrong with you, son? You're having an orgasm from standing there me too much, yes, huh?
Oh, what are they doing? They're sitting outside. She says the sun hurts my eyes. That's why she sits in the shade.
Even though the sun's right on her. And,
is going by. I think there's a little scene out of the book, too.
Yeah.
A funeral procession's going by. And it's that farmer's daughter that she fed on. And they're singing the lamentations or whatever.
Yeah, it's a funeral.
And she starts, it becomes thunderous in her ears. And she gets, stop it.
Yes.
And
she hates the funeral procession.
I think that's a scene out of the book, too. I've got it on my... And the book, by the way, guys, is you can find it, it's like from the 1820s or something. So it's free online. You can find it on Gutenberg, Project Gutenberg or whatever. You can read it for yourself. It's not
I've got to learn how to read.
There's a lot of good books out there.
It comes in handy, yeah. All these movies you've talked about.
Picture books just don't do it.
Other books, yeah. Oh, well.
You need something besides, Dick and Jane.
Do I mention enough on how you guys need to just get a picture
of lips and eyes on
Emma? Oh my God, the eyes are just. Oh, okay. And the lips.
You're right, man. Those are like anime eyes,
aren't they?
Before they were anime eyes.
Oh, it's just so great. Anyways,
she's a little too skinny for my taste, but cute.
Too skinny. She's
a little too
perfect.
For me, perfection right there. Lady survived the Holocaust, for Christ's sake.
We're talking about different tastes. Okay, we sound like a couple of horny guys here just talk. Hey, when we're talking about a movie like this and a bunch of lesbo action and bangers popping out.
That's right.
And
bangers and mash.
What do you expect us to talk about? So anyways, she's looking to get some more action here going on.
She's reading to her and, please read another chapter. Not tonight.
Yeah. Oh, but please, Carmilla.
The moon is out. It's night.
It's been so warm and cuddly to have you here.
It is, man. I guess this, you guys, you got to think back then, just, like when they had like that party at the beginning there, everybody talking and getting to know each other and meeting new people, and just how boring and robotic it is. I mean, we're talking on a computer. Or everyone texts, or I don't have any social media except when I talk to you people in the talkbacks. That's as social media as I get.
Yep, Ted is disconnected. I mean, he comments on YouTube.
That's about it. I mean,
but that's about it. He doesn't have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, nothing like that. He's got a Snapchat.
Oh yeah, I have Snapchat. But it's just so I can, yeah.
Because of some funny videos, but anyways.
Some Grandpa Joe.
Yeah.
Which they took the damn filter away, and I gotta wait for it to come back in.
Son of a biatch.
He's got more tales to tell.
Oh my god.
But I mostly put that.
I've got a few though
for the kids.
Yeah, I
say because the kids like to do it. And then I was looking, I was like, this is kind of freaking fun.
It is fun.
Like every once in a while, there's one, there's a filter on there. It's kind of cool. And I even found another free app that will totally change your face to make it look like something completely different.
Yeah. I love messing around with those stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. And the ones that I did, it was just totally off the cuff. I don't know. I showed him to my dad. He was laughing.
The first, the
bijou.
The first 3 ones were just great, but they're all funny as heck. I love them. But
what happened here? What's going down?
Not much. They're basically talking about love and how close they are, and Emma's,
But think about that. You would have a complete stranger stay at your house, and they'd become your best friend, and I mean that's just how it was back then. You're just so hungry for news and human companionship, and
I love the thought of that.
simpler times, so much less complicated.
I mean, it's hard to disconnect from.
Men knew how they were supposed to behave with women. You
slap them.
You misbehave a little. No, I mean just more gentlemanly.
No, I know. I'm joking, but
you didn't stampede towards the clitoris. I mean,
holy Moses. That's called foreplay.
You took your time a little bit.
Theodore.
And I think that's
what you do.
Well,
you need a good hour of a little bit of rubbing and kissing.
I got better things to do. Oh, man, here we go.
Oh boy.
She starts kind of undressing her, man. She's just letting her do it.
Yes, and she
lays her back.
Carmilla sits up, and she kind of gets into her head a little bit.
These girls didn't know that this is exactly what they wanted them to do. It was a little odd.
Yeah, because Emma, she lays back on the bed, and she's just getting kissed on her breast and all over. And I'm telling you,
this is... Ingrid Pitt was doing that to me, I think I'd still get excited.
This is close to X-rated. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, it's just...
I mean, and as he's doing that...
It's not for not for mental degenerates, it's for mature people like us.
That Cloak guy is on a horse on the outside.
Yeah, again, that's maybe one flaw of this film. If I have to say there's a flaw, is they kind of make it seem like he's the one who's in charge. And, I don't agree with that. If you read the story...
Madame Pompadour,
he's there, but he's just a servant.
Right, I know. I just
watched the movie in that way.
No, I know. I don't mean to keep bringing him up, but he is just
because
an odd character in there.
Carmilla's character, this is actually the first of a loose trilogy by Hammer. You may not realize. Actually, even a 4-part, actually.
4 parts?
The next one was Lust for a Vampire, which does have the character of Marcilla in it.
She is?
Karnstein. And every time they did one of these films, they offered Ingrid Pitt the role. But she turned it down. She didn't want to do the character anymore. Oh. So her character is in Lust for a Vampire.
You think because of the...
No, she had no... Lesbian? From what I understand, she said she had no problem doing this.
Okay.
I was watching an interview on the Blu-ray from Maddie Smith there.
If you're watching along with this right now, she's bringing out that brooch. Because
they noticed the puncture marks on Emma's breast.
Yes.
And she's like, it's from a brooch that I gave her.
And here, let me give it to you.
Let me give one to you.
Yeah, so.
And she's... Oh, look at that, man. They're just looking at each other. Look at her. Look at that face.
That face, that cover girl face.
It is, man.
It glows, it shows that clean makeup face. Okay, and what were you saying?
And, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, and then the third one is called Twins of Evil.
Ooh.
Her character, other Karnsteins are in it, but her character is in it briefly.
Really?
But then they did another film.
So more did survive.
Later on, called. It was actually they were thinking about doing it as a TV series, but it's called. And you might like.
Was it called The Karnsteins?
No, it's called Captain Chronos, Vampire Hunter.
Yeah.
And there
comic book.
There is a no. That's a Hammer movie. Captain Chronos, Vampire Hunter.
Didn't they turn it into a comic series though?
I don't think so.
There
was other. There might have been something else similar to that.
Okay.
But there is a Karnstein in that. I don't think it's not Marcilla, but there is a Karnstein in that film as well. So, but they don't figure into the overall I don't think.
But
those three are a loose trilogy in that it contains either the same vampire or the same family of vampires. So, and I have all three of them. This is the best one out of all of them, but I like all
the
three.
Constantines all asexual?
I guess.
Lesbianic?
Oh, but look at this, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Madame Pompadour comes...
and Madame Pompadour or whatever, they go back in her room and look at that.
I love the light.
With the
it's
lights
all
out.
Yeah, and her figure is just in the window. Ted, calm down. Oh my God, he's going to explode.
Look at that.
Hold it back.
She's
you
when you just see that side profile. How do you not like this movie? How do you tell me that this is killing you when you're watching?
I like those parts. They're
the
very,
whole movie, the whole story
very erotic
is cool.
and very, but
the story is good. The acting is good. I think this has some of the best music, some of the best scenery, some of the best sets.
Interesting take. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
I've watched a lot of Hammer movies.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is the top fruit.
Okay.
This Curse of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean, Curse of Frankenstein.
I know you dug that one.
I am curious to watch, and I probably will, the other Hammer Frankensteins.
You will. They're the best.
And I do still have to watch Hound of Baskervilles because I'm
I just watched that recently.
Big Sherlock Holmes fan.
I bought the Blu-ray, one of those boutique labels that sells, they only make like 3,000 copies.
One of those boutiques.
What's what they call the little labels, I guess, right? Boutique label, I guess that's what they call it.
Right.
But they only print like 3,000 of them, so I made sure to get them. They're a little bit more expensive, but I just watched it again. It's just a great movie.
But well worth it, yeah. Ted.
Well,
Peter
Cushing, one of the best
you mean
Sherlock Holmes?
Peter Cushing, right?
Yeah, one of the best Sherlock Holmes ever was. Watch it and you tell me.
No, I believe Cushing is.
Hey, did you just read recently that Benedict Cumberbatch from Sherlock, he's actually related to Arthur Conan Doyle, who created Sherlock Holmes.
Really? So
like 16th cousins or something like that?
Oh,
but they're actually related.
Whatever. Yeah, 16th cousins. My mama's neighbor's boyfriend's girlfriend's dog catcher. Was related and talked to him in a tea house down there by the river.
I haven't watched any of the new ones. So.
Over by Ansel Sides Road. So, that's why I took the role.
That's why I took the role. So what's going down here? The next morning...
she's still in despair, and I just want to...
The governess is having her breakfast and a little bit of a smile on her face.
This is when the butler intervenes and starts intervening.
What's his name? Remington or something like that?
Yeah, Remington Steele.
Something like that.
They came out with a series. They came out with a series for him later.
Renton.
Later in the 80s.
I got the cast here because I can't, even though I've seen this one before. Renton. And what a cool actor he is in this film.
No, he is.
I mean, when he's in it, I like him.
Yeah, he doesn't play much. I love.
But he's really good when he's in it.
Love when he goes at Ingrid and they're like. Just swapping tongues and get into it. But,
so he goes down there. I mean, he's like right out of a Masterpiece Theater special.
Yes.
And that's one thing about Hammer films is
he's a butler, names, but he looks like a kind of a one of those. What am I trying to say? Rugged. He doesn't look like a butler.
Yeah.
But he's playing one.
But if your name's Renton or
he looks
Jeeves
he looks
Smedley, you know what you're going to be in life. You're going to be a butler.
He looks like he's ready to go out back and put on some, wrap his hands and get some fist fights going on.
He's a character actor.
So.
And that's what was always cool about Hammers.
Here's Ingrid, too, in her blue dress again. Oh, my God.
You had, Peter Cushing, you had Christopher Lee, and some of the other bigger actors that were in those films. But then you had all these great character actors surrounding them. These cool, they were just in the movie maybe for a few minutes, but just were really cool and really believable.
Yeah.
And that's how I see this guy. He's telling the governess, I think we should call the doctor. And she's like, I'll call the doctor if I deem it necessary.
Exactly.
Like, she's already under Carmela's spell.
Yes. And what happens, he does go, he listens to her and goes to the pub and starts to drink some up and he's slapping the waitress lady on her butt. And this guy right here, the bartender guy, the new movie that animated BFG or whatever?
I have it from the library. I haven't watched it yet.
Look, this guy's got that character nose with him. He looks like
big bulbous nose.
Looks like he'd be right out of The Hobbit or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. Is it any good?
What movie?
BFG.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got it ready to watch
from the library for the kids.
But I haven't watched it.
I heard it was stunk, so that's why we didn't go to the theater to see it.
Really?
Everybody said it was kind of like.
But look at this guy. Looks like that does not look like a real guy. No. It looks like they digitally made his ears pointy, his nose big, and he looks like a.
He's the real thing.
He is. No, I know.
And you can tell Renton kind of suspects something.
You think he has big hairy feet?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think Renton kind of, maybe suspects a little bit. This is the old country, maybe vampires. He says it out loud. Mm-hmm. He's like, I was just joking, because everyone stops and looks at him.
Yeah.
And even the bartender says, you don't joke about that around here.
Yeah, because we've had few deaths.
Like how we did like in Dracula, Prince of Darkness.
Right.
That priest was just like, everybody's all backwards here. But it turned out they were all freaking right. And,
so
he takes it upon himself to go get the doctor.
Right. Because he thinks, hey, something's odd here. This doesn't make sense.
It's that same damn doctor. Oh, give him a glass of port.
And he looks like Ebenezer Scrooge.
They all wear those. I gotta get a nightcap.
Yeah.
To wear at night,
I would love to get a nightcap and a nightgown like that. With nothing
I used to have the red flannel pajamas, had the ass flap. My mom bought them for me. She thought it was a hoot. I'd wear them, man.
Oh, that's so funny.
The ass, but there was nothing to pee out of. It's just but you had the ass flap.
In case you
had that covered.
Yeah, but the most important part where you gotta pee,
I guess.
Oh well.
Maybe you could just kind of pull it.
Is that why they made men's underwear kind of like that with the little thing in the front and stuff?
I guess.
Because
I don't wear any underwear.
Doesn't work. I mean, you can't. All the trouble you gotta go through to get it out and spread the underwear to get the thing. Your meat out through that hole
as possible. I try to pee outside.
I actually have to pull it all over.
Yeah. Do you have to
let it come down the side?
And that's after I uncoil it from my waist.
Or I gotta pull it out my ass. Oh wait, what?
Is that where you leave it? No wonder you always say good mood.
So disgusting. Oh my lord.
What's going down over here? The doc comes to the house. Oh yeah, the governess.
That's why your mother goes, you're paying shit,
Look at his eyebrows. He almost looks like Spock.
Well, that's what I said. He's got those. Space 1999. What was that guy's name that played that character?
Martin Landau?
Martin Landau, yeah. He had the white hair. And
poke me in the eye.
I'm a little off because I'm still recovering. Was I that close?
I don't know. It seemed like it. It was 3D. Look at the governess chasing him down the way. I think she's perfectly fine.
Ted's got his blue and red glasses on, and I'm poking for her. He's going, whoa, what the hell?
Oh, look at the poor girl, man. She's drained of blood practically.
Yeah, but that's who he was. Martin Landau.
Yeah.
Space 1999.
Pulse ain't too hot. Let me check the tit here. Oh Jesus! Better cross myself.
I'm going to look at her.
There's a good scientific doctor. Oh Jesus!
And isn't it funny that
brings the garlic flowers in?
He saw the two dots on Laura, right?
Well, after that first one, he better get his shit together.
Right. Well, he looked at it there. Who tells him to bring?
Renton does it on his own because he suspects vampirism. And now that the doctor sees it, he's just like, yeah.
But
leave that shit here.
Okay, right. Okay.
And she's already kind of under the spell of the vampire.
Yeah, Madame Pompadour.
Get him out of here. I don't like it. Get him out of here.
Madame Pumpernickel says, garlic.
And
that's real garlic.
So now they're suspecting her,
the
way she's behaving. There's the doc, make sure she's not left alone. Good move. Put these garlic flowers all over the damn place.
And they
put a cross necklace on her. Do the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Look, he's rooting through the jewelry box.
Oh, Well,
excuse me.
Oh, Jesus, criminals. Yeah, but he's looking for the crucifix to put on it. So
the crucifix.
And I love this bed too. It's got one of those. Oh my God, cleavage. Oh yum. Oh Emma. Oh, they made you put on some weight. Oh yeah.
That's what she said in the interview.
I like them tiny and perky.
You don't like to be able to motorboat them?
No, I like to caress them and feel them.
You can caress them when they're big too.
I like to. Okay, should I even talk?
I don't know.
This?
Maybe you like them concave, where there's no sign of a tit.
What the
that goes
hell?
in.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh man. So yeah, the doctor leaves. Tells him.
I like my chicks look like they're 6.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, Ted. Now you crossed the line. But yeah, she's
like leave the maid with her all night.
Right,
He even
right.
said, like, don't leave her in the room with her. Like referring to the governess.
Yeah.
Don't let her in the room.
And what's with the maid's bonnet?
I don't know, man.
Was this some Austrian?
It's so the hair doesn't get into the tea and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her. Get these plants out of here. They're filthy. They stink.
Oh, and the maid says, doesn't listen.
Can't do it. Doctor told me to stay.
Yep. And the butler says the same thing.
At one point, I don't know if it's happened already. Renton even like hands it to her. It's like, here, you want to get rid of it? Get rid of it. Right. And she backs off from it. It's like, man, dead giveaway.
Oh, that stupid bitch.
Giveaway.
That stupid whore.
Yep. See, he's
like, she's such a flaccid little bitch.
She's yelling at him right there. Yeah, she tells her to take him out.
Yeah, if you're listening, put some comments down below. Let me know what you think.
The governess tells her to remove those garlic flowers.
Give us 5 stars on iTunes.
Renton, who told you to put this in?
Who
told you to put? He's like, not me. The doctor. The doctor said for them to be in there. Yeah, Mom. If you don't want them, you take them. He gives them right back to the maid. Put them back, bitch. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I put them right back.
She's trying to say it's the governess. It's my job to run the house. Man, I say the butler's in charge of running the house, not the governess.
Yeah,
the governess for the daughter.
Oh
my God! Here we go.
Well, you get first a glimpse of the guy in the horse and the cloak and the dagger and
man, he's just a servant, man. He's just waiting.
I know, but Ingrid Pitt, Carmilla comes in. She sees all the garlic.
Look at that guy, man. You can see right through it, man.
Yeah.
Even though we've already seen it, I think that's sexier than when she was in the bathtub.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I dig that, man.
I'm
simple, man.
I dig lingerie and the...
silky nightgowns, man.
No, I hear you.
My wife wears a t-shirt and her brassiere.
Oh, my lordy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that
Nothing wrong with lingerie.
Yeah, I guess. Lingerie.
But yeah, the
doctor's riding home. He ain't gonna last long.
No, the horse starts acting up.
The horse is like, what the hell's the matter with you? Go straight, you dumb animal. Oh, he falls off the horse.
Knocks him off the horse right into a pile of shit.
Yeah, like he rolls in it 3 times.
He's like, you son of a bitchin' horse. I'm gonna get you, Frederick.
I'd turn him into glue. Asshole. I'd turn him into glue. What was that Jerry Seinfeld joke? Man, it was like some guy, driving by and sees the horses and goes, wait a minute.
What?
I think I could turn that into glue.
What?
It was like Jerry Seinfeld stand-up.
Oh,
talking about horses and glue. Who got the idea that you could turn a horse into glue?
Oh, right.
Driving by, wait a minute. Oh, here she comes. Look at her.
It is very odd.
She's out in the woods. She's going to go right for the doctor.
Yeah, and she actually goes for the man this time. Yeah. For a kill.
This one she just needs to feed.
Yes.
I mean, she's just rolling him on top of her, man. She don't care.
No, this is very...
Get the hand out away from the mouth,
This is not sensual whatsoever. This is very,
Yeah, this is... Look, he tries to draw a cross in the dirt, and then the wind blows it away.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even God don't want to help you, man.
No, and he's sweating. So, there's the cloaked figure.
The servant, just watch.
The servant.
There you go. See, the movie's better when we say it that way.
The servant, yes.
And I think, didn't we hear tell that the general is visiting, after Laura had died, is visiting a friend.
Yeah, because...
Baron Hartog.
Yes, because Peter Cushing has been gone all this time.
Right. He has not been in the film.
Right.
Which
Ted makes a good point when we were talking before the film about...
I think even in it.
Yeah, why he was even in this movie. And
I think just because there was no other big names in the movie.
Yeah.
You got to have a name.
Hammer and Cushing go together, and you put him in there. I think
if you put his name at the top, everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm down, Feature him on the artwork, even though he's only in the movie for about 15 minutes.
Right,
yeah. So the father, Mr. Hartog, Morton, is called back.
Yep.
And
the big hobbit is with him.
Yeah, what the hell's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
I forgot.
Abe Lincoln shows up. I mean, that's a flashback to Baron Hartog.
Oh, he mentions that. Yeah, because
he tells the story.
Yeah, he's getting the story of Hartog killed all the Karnsteins. We're going to find that there was one he missed. But you know, that's what he says. You know, there used to be vampires around here, but he killed them all.
Yep, but he did miss one. And which is going to lead us to the adventure of them going back to find her
Karnstein Castle.
Yeah, her grave.
Find them all.
Yeah.
Must be a visit from the grave
at the Karnstein Castle.
See?
You know.
What a great, heavy metal album that'd make, man. All about the Karnsteins.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Some band out there needs to do this. Oh, look at that blue dress. I love that blue dress.
Baby got the blue dress, blue dress, blue dress. Baby got the blue dress on.
Yeah.
Woo!
So where's Mr. Morton going?
Where's he going? You know why they kept him in those long silky nightgowns like that? Because they would always, because it was hot there, and this was kind of a lesbian type film. Mm-hmm. They would always kind of, they were always moist. Okay.
Yeah.
So they kept it to. They made sure they were able to air out. Okay. So that
makes perfect sense to me.
Little inside info there from one of the late directors from the film.
Oh, one of the late directors from the film.
Oh, we've been getting bad.
Woo, baby. What is she trying to hook up with the maid here, Carmilla? He's like,
they should just do it.
How's she doing? Can you take those garlic flowers out of there? They bother me.
Yeah.
Nobody will do it.
No.
So I think they get word that what's going down here? Where's he going? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know where he's going. Oh, Roger Morton is on his way. We're losing it already.
I know. Okay. I'm trying to remember where was he headed to begin with? Maybe to get the doctor. Yes, to get the doctor because the doctor said he would be back in the morning.
Okay, there you go.
And it's afternoon, and he's not back yet.
Yeah.
So he's going to the doctor.
And luckily,
comes across a coach.
Yes, and it's
Peter Cushing, the general, Baron Hartog, and he's like, "I'm looking for the doctor." He's like, "Oh, we found him. He's on the back of the coach.
Dead, that's
neck
right.
Ripped open.
Yeah, dead.
He did.
He did.
So so he's gonna jump in the coach with those guys, and they're gonna share the story of Baron Hartog.
So where did he take his horse?
They probably just tie it to the back, or Carl's back there. He's just
he's okay.
Carl's with him.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
Carl, good old Carl.
Yeah, so at first Mr. Morton, it's like, you really believe this bit about vampires? And
it looks a bit like a leprechaun hat there.
See, now he's got the wig off.
Salem.
He looks like a pilgrim.
Yeah, pilgrim, yeah.
Yep. Puritan. And Baron Hartog says, I don't believe it. I know it. Let me tell you what I did. And he tells that story of what he did, and then what we didn't see at the beginning of the film is how he spent the rest of the night digging up every grave of the Karnstein family and driving a stake through the heart and cutting off the head. And
to the point that he could not continue anymore.
I mean, he did it until...
And he left one grave.
Well, he says there was one I couldn't find.
Yeah.
Looking at the family, Mir Karla.
And he was just so exhausted.
I don't know why, because every time they show it to us, it's like in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the graveyard.
This was a cool scene here too that they're showing right now,
just
where
out on the terrace.
But the sky was just
that orangey kind of pinky,
like pink purple type. Yep. It was very weird. I mean, it was. I loved it. It was an awesome backdrop.
It's a different kind of Hammer movie, man. I actually think they put a lot of effort into this.
I think this was probably one of the better movies that made in 1970.
Oh, it's the best movie made in 1970.
It was up for something.
Greatest movie in the world.
An Emmy.
Yeah.
For best TV movie.
Yeah, this was a TV movie. It was the ABC family movie.
Yeah, it was after Dark Shadows, wasn't it? No.
So they are on their way to Karnstein Castle to look for this missing grave.
He just looks so odd.
What he wants to do is he wants to get in there and take the shroud.
The black wig on.
I know, but they had to make him look a little bit younger.
No, I know.
It's not that bad.
Oh, he looks weird.
A little. But this is like a little flashback now from the beginning of the film.
It's like the movie. Do you think he's wearing a wig? Oh. Yes, he is.
Is that Bush?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they show it through the, even when,
See, when I was at home watching it, I got really close to the TV, and I thought that's what it was. Yeah, that's what I do. I get real close.
It's not a scratch and sniff, Ted.
Well, I can't scratch the plasma, man. You can't mess with the plasma TV. Can't buy plasma TV.
Oh, did you watch this on your plasma?
Shit, yeah, I watched this on my plasma in the pitch black. That's the way to watch it.
Yeah, I thought you watched these on your little tablet.
No, not if I own it. If I own it, I'll watch, Okay. Like if it's like when we're doing freaking Chud next week, I'm watching that on my phone.
That's going to be great. You're watching it on your phone?
I don't own it. I don't own a Blu-ray of it or a DVD of it. If I own the movie on DVD or Blu-ray, I'll watch it on the.
Is it a good quality?
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch it yet. I don't know if the movie's good. I skimmed through it. It looks fine.
Okay.
The movie will probably suck.
Can't wait.
We never saw it, right? You never saw it?
I've never seen Chud.
I never watched a Chud movie.
No, it's going to be good.
That'll be Monday
Even
night.
If it's bad.
It'll be up next week.
Even if it's bad, it's going to be good. That's what I love about those 80s
man, I hope, man. I skimmed through it. I didn't see no monsters, so hopefully I see some.
Yeah, we'll get to some.
Yeah. This is a better movie, though. Look at the gloves. And
Constein Castle.
Oh, man, look at her, man. Now she's putting the moves on Renton.
Yeah.
Man, all she's got to do is look at you, and that's it, man. You're under her spell.
Yeah, he comes in to see her.
Yeah.
And she basically is telling him, because he's the one guarding the room. She's telling him to take the garlic and stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when
he's not suspecting her.
No.
He's suspecting the governess.
But he starts getting seduced by her.
Oh, God, yeah. Well,
he even grabs her, which is a very good idea on his part. Her shoulders, and she starts looking at him. And
she's got an interesting nose.
An interesting nose.
I don't know, look at it. It's a unique shape.
Yeah, it is.
Not that everybody's isn't a unique shape, but I don't know. Well, there it is.
Yeah, so they.
Please hold me.
They embrace and
smelling the hair.
She slowly moves over and starts kissing his neck and even.
No, she's sucking the earlobe.
Even bites
that would be
his hair.
It right there. I'm done. What do you want me to do? Who do you want me to kill?
Did you just bite my earlobe?
Right there. Okay, I'm done. And then there we go, man.
Oh, deep tongue. That's what.
Man, look at it. Licking the tonsils.
They almost called this Deep Throat 3.
Deep Throat 3?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know if Deep Throat 2 had been out yet. I don't even know if Deep Throat 1 had been out yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Deep Throat came out in the late 70s.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Neither have I.
I took my wife to go see at the, we have this theater here called the Cinematheque. It's related to, it's hooked up to the Cleveland Institute of Art. And they screen all kinds of classic movies. And one time when my wife and I were dating, they were showing some old 70s 3D porn movies, with John Holmes.
No.
And, we saw one with John Holmes. It was called Hot Skin.
Oh, no way.
And I can't believe that she actually went, because she's a little bit more conservative and from a Catholic upbringing. But we went to this movie.
But you had a good night, huh?
I can't believe the age differences there were. I saw people coming in with walkers. I saw younger, people about our age, at the time, 18, 19, 20. And, admittedly the 3D wasn't very good. But, it was, when you have characters named Harry Balls and stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
It was fun. It was funny to watch, and I mean, it was 70s, man.
Wow. Oh, yeah,
when you do that, when you make that, bomb chick, that's what it was.
Oh, that's a trip.
Yep.
Oh.
It was funny.
What a story.
Check this out. They're in the castle.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for her grave, and they come across her portrait. And, there's, and Baron Hartog tells them, this is a portrait of Mircalla, the one that I'm looking for. And then, General, what's his name, Spieldorf. He's
Peter Cushing.
That's Marcilla, who's staying in my house. And,
yes.
And there's Norton. He's like, that's Carmilla. She's at my house right now.
And as they're saying that, the servant is out on the horse laughing.
Like he's in on the joke.
That made no sense whatsoever.
It would have been cooler just to have him in the background. You never see his face. And you never know who he is.
Yeah, that was very crazy. But yeah, so they figure out that, whoa, she's the one. But don't they? Did they go around to the graves yet? Did we just pass that?
He was telling them about doing that, but I already talked about it. So,
so they didn't look.
They haven't looked yet.
For the okay.
It was like a little flashback of him going through that night, and
because that's what they're going to do now. Is they're going to go try to look for a grave.
Look for her grave.
Because if they can find the grave,
they can stop all the other Karnsteins are dead.
Yeah.
So if they can find her grave and steal her death shroud,
right,
then she can't get back into her coffin, and they got a chance of cornering her.
But yet Emma's back at home, and she may die.
She may die.
But I think they're keeping hopes up.
But Renton is now under Carmilla's spell.
Right.
He goes in and tells the maid, take that cross off. It's what do you say? It's chafing her neck.
It's chafing her
neck.
Get
those plants out of here.
She's I like how the maid goes, it's not doing nothing to her neck.
Take it off, gal. And, take the plants out of the room. And, he's messed up now. He's got a bite on the neck. You can tell. Oh, man, there it is. He's like, I'll do anything you ask.
Yeah. Because Carmilla comes out in her sheer nightgown, nothing underneath.
She wouldn't even have to touch me. Just come out in that sheer nightgown. What do you want? Who do you want me to kill? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to steal?
Ted and his...
Just don't change clothes.
So easily manipulated.
Only by Ingrid Pitt. Or Linda Hayden.
Oh, man, and they go
I'm telling you what, you Google that shit, man. You look up Linda Hayden back in the day, and you tell me she wouldn't have been better in this movie.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, we're gonna look her up in
Linda Hayden, yeah, right after this.
She's in Taste the Blood of Dracula. That was the only Hammer movie she was in, but she was in a couple other. She was in Vincent Price movie, Madhouse.
Ooh, Roger Morton's just grabbing a hold of that.
She was okay with it. She said it was all right.
They are. This, I'm telling you, this is very close to X-rated, man.
Man, it's sexy, man. That's wrong. This is the sexiest movie we've ever done a podcast.
Look, man, he's got some big silver fillings too.
That's all right, man. Maybe they had silver teeth back in the day.
We must be doing a root canal. But
I love when you watch a movie that's like I said, you can watch Spartacus with Kirk Douglas and see people with the the gold in their mouth.
But so they're
what are you gonna do?
Carmilla and Renton is in the bedroom, and
man, she drains his ass.
She basically, kills him, so he's the next victim. She
doesn't even try to hide the bite.
No. And Carl is on his way.
Yep, they send Carl back there just to keep an eye on things, watch her, because now they know the jig is up, man. They know Carmilla's the one that's doing all this.
Yep. Oh yeah.
The grave. Here it is. Hey, it's right here.
I found it. It's
this big ass one. 1522 to
1546. 24 years old.
Yep.
So she's 24.
Or 15. What did we say? Or was it 24 years old?
24 years old.
24 years old.
Yep.
So.
And Baron goes, "Oh, she is much older than I thought she was."
Oh.
Speaking of, the Pink Panther Blu-rays are out.
Didn't I tell you, man? I had to text you about that last night.
Oh.
Pink Panther movie's finally coming out on Blu-ray.
Oh, I'm in the mood for another to watch another one.
And you know what's great about it? Just to digress for a moment.
That's all right.
Is that any box set of the Pink Panther movies that has come out ever has never had Return of the Pink Panther in it. Ooh. Because it was owned by a different company. Well, Shout Factory got the rights.
Okay.
And so it's going to have all of them.
Ugh.
Which I'm so glad. And I hope they throw some of the cartoons in. Just like some of the good cartoons.
Right, yeah.
I don't need a whole set of the damn Pink Panther cartoons, but some of the classic ones I wouldn't mind having.
Nipple.
Some of them won, Academy Awards. Yeah. So that'd be kind of cool.
Heck yeah, man.
But I was showing the kids some of the clips online, like with him fighting Kato and everything. Mm-hmm. My son was cracking up. I was showing him the one from Return of the Pink Panther with him and Kato going Kato's hiding in the refrigerator.
Oh my god!
And when he comes out, he's all frozen, and I'm just like, how the hell long was he in the fridge waiting for Cluso to come home?
He does what he's got to do. That's great.
And he's sitting there going, flying through the doors.
Oh my god!
We did Shot in the Dark ages ago. Yes. Great Pink Panther movie. Maybe we'll do another one.
Which got, a lot. I think that's over 20,000 views.
Yeah,
so
we should do Pink Panther Strikes Again. That's the next best one in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
So back to the film here.
Back to the film.
Now that the cross is off and the garlic flowers are out, Carmilla actually goes in the room, grabs Emma, and is like, "I'm going to take you with me to my home."
Yes.
I'm almost like, is she going to turn her? Maybe she actually wants to keep her with her forever. Mm-hmm. And Emma's in such a weak state, can barely walk down the stairs.
And
the governess comes out, not looking
charges
too bad
out
there.
the door.
Take me with you.
No, man.
Take me with you.
They got they must have said you need to have a certain breast size in order to do this film. Because every single one of them, even her.
Well, she just kind of sets Emma down and goes up there.
Yeah, off to the side.
I'm going to chomp the neck and, like biting into a Tootsie Roll pop, man. That's it. She's going to drain her. You want to go with me? Here, I'm going to take you with me.
And Emma kind of...
look at her right there.
Emma kind of sees what she does.
Yeah.
And, like,
Scared
oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The fangs are really good, man. You can't even tell if they're fake or not. They look real to me.
Yeah, I don't know how they put that on. I mean, but yeah, it's very, very well done. That's for sure. And
there we go.
The blood is always very, very red.
And that blood's so real. Because I just can't fake it.
So Carl shows up.
Yep. Sword in hand. Ha ha! Oh, no. She thinks, hey, if I wipe the blood from my mouth real quick, maybe they won't know.
Yeah.
But, oh man, that sheer gown.
So Carl comes down. Yeah,
you see her belly button and
bush or is that another?
Look at her, man. She just bitch smacks that sword out of his hand, and she's gonna choke him out.
Yeah, and again,
she almost looks desperate. Like she doesn't want to do all this, man. Like I didn't really want to go through all this goddamn trouble.
Because Carl comes through the door, he's got the sword, pulls out the sword because he's going to decapitate her or whatever.
Right.
Drops down to his knees during the fight.
Pulls out a little dagger.
It's in the shape of a cross.
Yep.
And she kind of starts backing up.
Enough to make her back. Like, I don't get that. Like, just because it's in the shape of a cross? I mean, does it bother you that much? I mean, shouldn't it have to be an actual crucifix? But whatever. They do it in every damn movie.
I would think it shouldn't be. And it should also be the intent, and something should be spiritually said too, because
he goes to throw the dagger at her, and she fades, man. She disappears. Away. I'll tell you what, though, Hammer uses some of the best ways to kill vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we did Brides of Dracula a long time ago, like our second show.
Yeah.
And that's where they use the windmill. Peter Cushing turns the windmill so that it's in the shape of a cross. Mm-hmm. And the vampire is down there on the ground in the shadow of the cross.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was a good movie, Hammer.
That was a damn good movie.
I like that one.
That's probably that's top fruit too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, here it is. This is the part this is my idea of a cool horror movie. See, all the guys are hiding because she's coming back. There it is.
Yeah.
Castle in the background, graveyard.
Her walking.
Her in that gown, and it just.
No, I know.
That's what I love, man.
And a bunch of perverts behind the bush.
That's Hammer.
A bunch of perverts behind the bush.
I mean, just that mist, that atmosphere, that darkness, man. That's what I loved about these movies. And it just looks so tangible and so real.
And they took her cloak away, right? Or her death shroud.
Well, they found her grave, so yeah, man, she ain't gonna be able to hop
back in there. So they know where she's going, and they follow her in.
Follow her into the house
to give her a little
and they're gonna find that actually when they found her tomb they found that the coffin is gone. Remember, we forgot to mention that. They found that the coffin is gone, so she's actually being hidden somewhere else.
The very end of the movie when this picture thing does what it does is kind of so stupid.
It's just a little effect there.
I know.
It kind of reminds me of...
but dumb.
If you ever read or saw the movie Picture of Dorian Gray.
Right.
That's what it reminded me of.
But you got some good... you backing this up with some stuff, huh?
Well, if you're going to sit there and say you don't like something, I'm going to show you every reason why you should be liking it.
There you go.
Oh, Emma's back in bed. Yep. Now, we're almost getting to a point now. They see the loose floor stone.
Yes.
And, one thing I always love, man, when these vampires are in the coffin and they have to rest, it's like it doesn't matter. You could dance a jig right over them. They can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like during the daytime, like if it's that kind of a movie.
Yeah.
Like, they can't do anything. They're at their complete weakest, right there. So they find the coffin. I'm trying to think of
what... Yeah, there were some vampires that would wake up during the daytime, but... But
like in these classic stories here, like even like in the Christopher Lee original Dracula.
Yeah.
He was totally weak when he's in that coffin. Nothing he could do. If it was daytime, you'd go in there.
Right.
Play with a yo-yo for an hour or something. And it almost seems like they have a mental connection here coming up.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
Carmilla and Emma.
Yep.
So what they do, man, they drag the coffin. They pick the coffin up. And they take it to a chapel, a church. Looks like a rundown church almost.
Yep. They didn't want to kill her there. They wanted to bring her somewhere. And there's a lot of fog in the church, too.
Well, it's a derelict church. It's a rundown church, man. It's not used anymore. Oh, they're going to uncover, and they're gonna do the staking. And Peter Cushing says, you let me do it, man. She killed my niece. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. There's a good chance that, Morton's daughter's still alive. Yeah. Mine's dead. I'm doing it. And I love, typical all these, they always put the stake, like, on the stomach.
Oh, I know.
It's never like above the boob. It's always like under the boob.
Yeah.
I suppose you could still get to the heart that way.
Right.
Puncture. He's gonna say a little prayer.
Puncture the main artery. You falling asleep?
Well, it's been a long day. Been a long day.
Love the artwork in the back.
Yeah, totally. Look at the attention to detail. You're gonna be watching this movie again. I guarantee, without me with you, you're gonna be watching this movie again someday. You might.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I could be.
You might, man. You're not gonna erase it.
But yeah, before
you're gonna keep it, aren't you? You're gonna keep your copy of it, just to make sure you have it. Bleep. Oh, there we go. It's a good thing they always carry these pointed sticks.
And he's bringing it up so that
yeah, get it in there. Oh man.
And she looks up at him.
That's right. And then she's free. She can rest.
But he doesn't.
Look, he's still working it.
And that's not enough. He definitely says, now let's decapitate her.
Can't take no chances, man.
So he grabs her by the hair.
Yep.
Pulls her straight up.
And flop.
And knocks the head.
Choppity chop.
Knocks the head clear off.
Oh.
And while after this happens, of course Emma's okay now.
Yeah, she snaps out
of it. But there's the Dorian Gray thing, the picture, the portrait, like kind of ages and
it gets to bone with the fangs.
Yeah.
It does remind me of a picture of Dorian Gray if you've ever read the book or seen the film, and kind of ironic that it was written by a gay Irishman. Oscar Wilde, written by a gay Irishman, and here we have a kind of lesbian type erotic vampire movie, one of the first. Yeah. Definitely this would set the standard, but lead the way for lots of other, vampire chick movies. I mean, how many of them are there? I mean, a billion.
Yeah, you got and
the erotic vampire film.
Yes.
This led the way to that. Mm-hmm. So credit where credit's due, I say.
So what do? They end up taking...
put her back in her tomb.
And the servant is still there. So nothing happened to him. So he's a full vampire, however it works out.
Watching his mistress being...
But you've seen the other ones. Has he ever showed up?
That character's not in there, no.
No? Okay.
No.
So he's whatever.
And I think they put him in there just because, that type of character is in the story. So... But the way that they did it, and here's the scene you're talking about, the picture aging, and that's cool. I mean, it's a little weird. It's just something they did it, whatever. But just the way that they portrayed that character makes him seem like, like I don't even know what's he called in the credits. I mean, I swear to God, I think Man in Black is what he's called.
Man in Black?
Yeah, I think if we see the credits here, I think that's what he's called, just Man in Black.
Huh.
Not Vampire
He's Man in Black.
So there we go.
He's back in black. Yeah, so there's
5 out of 5.
So there we end the Hammer series on the Vampire Lovers.
We'll start up a new Hammer series in about 2 weeks.
Oh, frickin' A.
I got 4 or 5 more that I think you'd like.
No, we're doing some cheese.
Like I'm never gonna believe you again.
No, it's not that. We'll eventually do some more Hammers. Yeah. But we'll wait a year probably.
Yeah, we got to get back into one of the best decades here.
Yeah, we're back into the 80s, man.
We love the 80s.
We love the 80s.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? See, there we go.
Yeah, we're
Webster, Rubik's Cube, the whole 9 yards.
I gotta put some like flowery wallpaper up.
Yeah,
get
pictures of Max Headroom.
Little telephone or Walkman or boombox.
Yeah. Oh man, we need a boombox.
Still around here somewhere.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Listen to a little Bon Jovi.
So we were back at it. Here we go. Recovering from our colds.
Yeah.
But this will be up, and Monday, just right over the weekend, we're gonna do Chud in 1984.
Is that 84?
So 1984.
Oh, Chud.
So
I still remember seeing the previews on TV for that movie.
I can't wait to watch it, even if it's bad.
Just one of those ones I never saw.
Yeah, and this is the love of doing this, what we're doing.
Right, every once in a while we do a movie that...
And we may be surprised. We never know.
Usually we'll do movies like maybe one of us hasn't seen, like these Hammer films. But then it's kind of cool when we do one that neither one of us has seen. So
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Cool. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for joining us, and comment and leave us feedback and all that stuff, and support us on Patreon. Check us out on YouTube. We got a lot of other different stuff up there too. So we're gonna end it with Ted's paddle.
That's right. You come over in my hood, and I'm gonna. It's like a friggin' cricket bat.
Oh, that's so terrible. So with that said, we are out of here. Late Horror Show.
Later, group.